So it came to my mind, like, I want to do a video on like how I got to where I am right now, mentally and emotionally, growth wise, I guess you can say. So my biggest thing, like if I could say one thing that led me to where I am right now, is going through a breakup. So that leads me to today's video. I wanted to just add more value, and I am not like doing makeup today just because I got out of the shower and I already did my whole face routine, but I'm just drinking my tea because it is almost 1 a.m. During quarantine, I figured, okay, it's the perfect time to actually talk about it on YouTube, and like I feel like it'll help people. I feel like that is my intention, is to help you guys, because especially right now in quarantine, when we already feel kind of lonely because we can't see our friends, you know, like we can't see people, so we kind of feel already very lonely. And if you are going through a breakup, it's, I'm sure, so much worse. But although I didn't go through my breakup during quarantine, like official quarantine, like I quarantined myself. So in today's video, I just want to talk about ways that you can grow through a breakup, because you're either going to grow through it or it's going to make you bitter or hinder your growth. But I chose to grow through it, and I felt like that was the best thing for me, and the only reason why I am where I am, like mentally and emotionally, because I took it as a growing pains and chose to see all the lessons through it, and really just like dive deep into me and who I was. So let me just give you a little backstory, right? So I was with my ex since I was 17. So I was 17 when we got together. We were little babies in high school sweethearts, right? We were together for 7 years, so until we were 24. We lived together, like we went through a lot together, like, and when we broke up, it was literally like somebody died, and I did not know how to get through it. I just like had no idea, because mind you, we lived together. We literally were together every single day. Like, this person was like my best friend, right? So I was like, and I hadn't known life without him since I was 17. So for the last 7 years, I had this person by my side, and then one day, boom, gone. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what is going on? This video, the intention is to give you guys hope and just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So let me tell you some things that I did to grow through it, to learn the lessons I needed to learn, and to come out better on the other side. First, I let myself feel the pain. Like, I let myself sit and feel the pain, and it is the most uncomfortable thing, but it's crazy, because had I not been forced to grow and forced through that breakup, like I would not be who I am today. So it is a really good thing that happened, such a good thing that happened for me and for my ex. Like, some of the best things happen out of the hardest times. And so what I did was, like I said, let myself feel that pain. It's super uncomfortable, but you have to let yourself feel the pain and then rise up and you keep going. Like, some days it feels impossible, but it's possible. It's so possible. And I wasn't ashamed to feel it and be like, you know what? Like, I am devastated. I felt in that moment like I needed help. I was like, I need professional help so that I know that I'm not crazy, because I literally felt crazy. I was like, I've never felt feelings like this in my entire life. Never felt pain. Like, my heart hurt. Like, it was the weirdest feeling, and I hope I never go through it again, but it, like heartbreak, you feel it. And if you need help, like I needed help, but like I wanted to see a therapist, so I went and I saw a therapist, and she was just like, you know, everything you're feeling is so valid, like so valid. Like, this is what people go through when there's a breakup. It feels like there's a death, because this person, she's like, actually it feels like it's worse than a death because the person's still alive, but you just can't have them in your life. So that was number one. Number one was kind of like 3 in 1. I let myself feel the pain. I wasn't ashamed of it, and I got help. 2, I started reading. I like started reading, and reading seriously like changed me. Changed my life. I read The Untethered Soul, and that is like my all-time favorite book in the entire world. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. I was so determined to grow from this experience and just become a better version of Jordyn. So every night I would listen to it. I would get up in the morning. Honestly, sometimes my phone, I would just fall asleep with the podcast on or the book on, and I would wake up to it too. And so I went to bed just feeding my mind with like whatever I felt was gonna help me, because some nights I would just like cry myself to sleep, and so I would go to bed just feeding my mind with like a podcast. Like Tony Robbins, one of my favorite people on the planet, helped me so much. I went to sleep to his podcast almost every night for like 3 months maybe. And then I found The Untethered Soul, and I started listening to that on my TV. I would like just put it on the YouTube, the audiobook. They had it on YouTube. And so I would listen to that, and I would wake up to it obviously because it was like a 7 or 8 hour audiobook. That literally changed my life. The second I read or listened to that book, everything clicked for me. Everything clicked for me, and that was like on month 4. Once I found that book, I started feeling myself. I was like, okay, like I would listen to it every day, you guys. I would just like look through different podcasts. I really love Shetty. I really love Mallory Irvin and Francesca Berman. The third thing was started to invest in myself and just like focus back on me. I started filming a lot of videos again. And honestly, like not even again, this was kind of like the first time I was like actually really consistent. And so I just started filming a lot, and when I would film, I was just like happy and I felt good, and I was like, okay, cool, like this is like I love this, like I feel good. So I really started to focus on my YouTube channel and kind of trying to find like my groove on Instagram. I feel like I've always struggled with like how to find my aesthetic and things like that, so I was just really focusing on that. You just have to keep pushing through. The fourth thing I did was I started working out. I started going out like to coffee shops and like being out again. I just felt like I had isolated myself because I needed, like I am not good with like hiding my emotions. Like if I'm sad, you'll know. If I'm mad, you'll know. If I'm happy, you'll know. Like it's just all written on my face. So I was like, I don't want to project that energy onto anybody because it's not fair. So I seriously isolated myself. I was home all the time. My mom would be like, can you please go out? And I'm like, I don't want to. And then once I started like focusing on my body and my health and what I was putting into my body, that seriously made me feel so much better too, because I was focusing on like what I was putting in my body, and I saw a difference. And when I was working out, I saw a difference. And so I was working towards something and seeing results. And for me, growth is like growth in all aspects, mind, body, spirit, soul, everything, whatever you want to say, is what fuels me. When I see growth in any part of my life, I'm like, yes, keep going, keep going. And I will say, right when the breakup happened, I did get a personal trainer, and that I just could not focus on. But it was literally the month that the breakup happened, so I felt like everybody was telling me, get a trainer, like get your body right, get like, you know, because once you like feel good and look good, like you feel better, you know. So I did, and then I couldn't do it anymore. Like sometimes I'd be at my sessions and just want to cry because it was so fresh, and I was forcing myself to like not think about it, but that's all I was thinking about. So I was like, no, like is it making me feel better? And once I decided, okay, cool, like I want to start working out, I want to start eating better, I want to start doing this, is when it felt really good. That's another thing, is you want to do things on your own time. Do things on your own time that feel right for you, and not because everybody else is saying it. So lastly, this is like honestly the most important, so I don't know why I'm mentioning it last, but oh well, have the most supportive, group of people around you whenever you need them. I had like, I can name so many people, like just so many people. Yeah, just, you know, you need a team around you, a team of people that are gonna answer your call, that are gonna just check on you, that are just gonna be there for you when you need a shoulder to cry on, because it's gonna happen often. But I promise you, it'll happen less and less and less and less. I promise. I look back on it and I'm so thankful. It is one of the best things to happen for me and my ex. So that is not a diss or a dig on him. We both say, like, it is the best thing that we could have done is break up. So the breakup really taught us about like our patterns and things that we do and the way we see things and why we see things that certain way, and just it really opened our eyes, specifically mine, to why I am the way I am. And if there were certain things that I didn't like or I still don't like about myself that I want to change, like I focus on that and I focus on changing it, because so much of like why we are the way we are is because of how we grew up and what's happened in our lives, and it doesn't have to stay that way. Like, we can grow and evolve and change that. So just to do a little recap, my 5 top tips are: so feel the pain, do not be ashamed, just accept the pain, seek professional help if you need it. Tip number 2 is to read, listen to podcasts, really feed your mind with like healing words and just like words of affirmation and just things that are going to make you feel so much better. Tip number 3 is to focus on yourself and really dive deep into yourself. That is focusing on your hobbies, on your strengths, on something that you're passionate about. For me, it was my YouTube channel. Tip number 4 is to focus on your body, your health, working out. And tip number 5 is to have just the most supportive team around you, people that are going to support you and lift you up and make you feel good and have just words of affirmation for you and words of encouragement for you through days that are really tough, because there are going to be days that are tough, but you will get through it. I promise you will get through it. Focus on things that bring you joy, things that make you happy, things that make you smile, that make you feel better, that make you feel like, okay, cool, I got this. Focus on those things and do that more often. But I promise you, you will get through it, you will grow through it, and that is the key, is to grow through it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this brought you value. I hope this brought you hope. If anything, I hope this brought you hope to know that you will get through whatever challenging times you're going through, because you know what's one thing that is for sure is not all storms last. There's always sunshine at the end of a storm. I hope you guys are staying safe and your families are staying safe, and I'm sending positive vibes and lots of hugs. Good night.
I told my girl, bad girl, bad girl, bad girl.